record on this computer. Okay. And then I have this. Okay. So I think I have to do this first. Share screen.
I just want to check that you guys can hear me.
Yes, you're good. And then I need to click more. Live on Facebook. Actually, I'm gonna do this really quick. Stop share. Go to live on Facebook. Okay. And go ahead and mute your lines, you guys, just so it's clear. And then unmute when I say. Okay, hold on. Okay, and then I think I can tag you guys. I'm gonna try right now. Okay, it's not letting me do that. Hold on. On my timeline. Okay, it's not letting me tag you, but I can tag you after the fact. Okay. All right, I think we are live on Facebook right now. And just bear with me, you guys. I'm really excited to get this information out to you all. 1 second, let me just share screen. So get this all going. Hide that. All right, 1 second, you guys. I'm so excited for you all to be here with us. I am Meredith Franklin, and I actually got started with this amazing nutrition. You guys hear about me talking about this nutrition all the time, my yummy shakes, my bars, greens and stuff. And so we wanted to come to you today, and I wanted you to hear from everyone else. A lot of my girlfriends, we have a lot of pregnant nursing moms, people who, you know, are postpartum and stuff, who just love this nutrition too, and I wanted you to hear their stories. So we're gonna get going, we're gonna get started, but first, I wanted to share really quickly that we don't diagnose, treat, or cure anything. And before you get started and you're pregnant nursing, please check with your doctor. If you have any medical issues or anything, go ahead and check with your doctor first, because we don't diagnose, treat, or cure that. But the body is a miracle, and definitely when you put the right nutrition in place, amazing things happen and your body, it does what it's supposed to. So I'm just really excited for you guys to hear from these ladies. And the first person we have up is my girlfriend, Julie Duke. She is a mom of 4, a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And she is just an amazing woman in my life who's blessed me so much. And so I'm excited for you to hear her story, because it is definitely one of skepticism. So I love that. And those of you guys who are watching right now, please, if you're live, let us know if you're watching live. Let us know if you watch the recording. Please tell us, and you guys can share this to your walls. You can share this to your groups. The idea is that this is going to be an amazing tool for you, and tag your friends. If you have any tired moms in your life, overweight, tired, overworked moms who are miserable, please share this and tag them in this, because our hope is just that other people really are blessed like we have been. So Julie, we have you first. Go ahead and unmute your line, and please just share with us your story.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm Julie. I've got 4 kids. Like she said, they're 6, 5, 2, and 1. So we're in the trenches right now. But I started this nutrition when I was so after my second. So I've been pregnant with 2 of them. And I started just kind of as a tool. I wanted to replace some lunches. I needed something quick with having 2 little ones and then being pregnant with my 3rd. So I was looking for just something that was healthy and quick and under $3. And so I watched my friend Meredith for 2 years, because I didn't want anything to do with it. I was super skeptical. Number one of, somebody just trying to sell me something to make money off of me. Number two, because I didn't know what was in it and I didn't want to do the research to find out. I'd rather have somebody else, tell me what was healthy for me, like a doctor or whatever, and something that was out on the market already, like in the stores. And then when I started researching and learning, like, that actually isn't the best stuff out there. And so, yeah, I just started learning more about nutrition. So a lot of what people don't know is a big part of my story is after having 2 babies, I had 2 miscarriages. So I've got a 3-year gap between my second and third kids. And I had gone to a holistic doctor and said, how come I had been able to support 2 babies before, and my body is it like nutritionally depleted to not be able to support and house another baby? And she was like, well, yeah, that really could be it. It's not your fault. She was really good about not putting any blame on me, but that started my nutrition journey of actually it does matter what I put in my body, and not just for me, for my kids and future kids. So that's when I really started looking into either supplements or nutrition in general. So I started super small because I was so skeptical, and I just did like a lunch in the afternoon with the shakes. And I took that to my midwife because I was pregnant at the time. I took that to my midwife, and she was like, hey, everything looks great. And so I was really good about looking into, I was a little at a time looking into each thing. It felt overwhelming for me to change everything all at once. But I've learned my 2-year-old's trying to get in my room. I have a babysitter here, but we'll see. Okay, so I started super small, but number one, the big thing that I knew was in the way of me actually doing this right was money. And number two was even, do I really need a whole system? Can't I just do it my own way? And number three, I didn't know if I was ready. And so I had to be ready. I had to understand that it was a part of my grocery bill, and it actually helped my grocery bill. It didn't tack on more. And then I also needed to understand that it was really good for me and that I didn't need to be skeptical. And so, I was looking to not take naps anymore. I was super tired. I was super grouchy. So I'd be snappy with my kids. I really protected rest time, and I needed that every day. So I've got a 6.5-year-old now. And I'm so thankful that, this nutrition came into my life when it did, because I don't know what I would do without it. I'm able to I'm not tired. I'm not, of course there's tired days because I've got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old keeping me up at night still, but I'm not like needing that nap. I've got great tools in place. And even what Meredith had kind of reminded me of that I forgot about before I did this nutrition, I was in the gym 5 days a week. I love working out, but I also was working out to maintain. I wasn't working out to actually hit a goal. I was working out because I had to, and I wanted to maintain. But what this nutrition has done for me is actually allowed me to gain ground and have a goal and move forward. And it was awesome. So, and I don't have to even because I homeschool, so I get to the gym maybe 3 times a week. And I have better results with 3 times a week than I did with 5. So a big part of my story after 2 babies, and I jumped all in after my 4, so after the 2 pregnancies, after my 4, I jumped all in and I started incorporating intermittent fasting. That was a huge game changer for me. I would start at night, like while I was sleeping, the 8 hours. And then the next week I would do it like every Monday or every Wednesday or something. And so the next week I would go for about 10 hours. And then the next week I would go for about 12 hours. It's more important for me to be able to nurse my babies than to get the weight off. So I purposely keep the weight on for about a year so that I can nurse my babies all the way through. But this was a great tool to help me, get my body back and to feel better and just to be healthier overall. So, I don't.
Oh, she's frozen.
Naps anymore. I don't hit the gym 5 times a week anymore. I'm not like Sorry. Am I there?
Keep going. You're good.
But anyway, it's been a really great tool for me. So I love sharing it with other women because I was a skeptic. I love sharing it with moms because it's something that has changed my life. So in turn, it's changed my 4 little kids' life and of course my husband's life. So that's me in a nutshell. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. And I think that it's really key to know that, Julie did, she was just dabbling in it a bit. And then, she made that shift, but she had to have a critical conversation with a personal trainer to say, well, I want to know exactly what you're spending. And she realized actually she was spending more that outside of using this nutrition than really truly investing in this. And she is a family of 6. And so it was hard for her to but before she just didn't know what she didn't know. And you guys, she was my workout partner, but you guys, she also worked out up until she had all her babies. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were in the gym. We're like, oh, should you be here? But as you guys can see in these photos, all her kids love the nutrition. It's for children. It's for all sorts of walks of life. Yeah. And then you can see the crazy muscle on her body and those pull-ups. And so really quickly, Julie, just share with us about when you did the intermittent fasting, because it does boost your human growth hormone. You guys can Google that. How many pull-ups could you do? I think I said push-ups, pull-ups. How many pull-ups can you do before and then now?
Yeah. So it's kind of a funny goal, but after I had my 4th, I wanted to be able to do 5 pull-ups again because that's what I had done in college. So remember I talked about I was able to have goals again and actually start moving forward. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. Within a year of his birthday, I want to be able to do 5 pull-ups again. So excited when I was able to do 1 because after you're pregnant and your core is totally torn apart, you can't do 1. So I worked on that. And then I was able to do 4 before I intermittent fasted. This was when I was able, Gage was probably like 10, 11 months old. So we were really close to that year mark. And I had built up my ability to be able to intermittent fast for about 20 hours. And so I know that could be scary to a lot of people, but for me, I watched my milk and, I every Monday would just kind of work on it little by little. So it was something that my body was very used to. So anyway, HGH levels for girls grow 1,300% in an intermittent fast like that. So before I could do 4 pull-ups, and then after I did my intermittent fast, I was able to do 8 pull-ups 3 days later. After I started. That's not me. That's super exciting. So yeah, my husband was teasing me because he was like, that last one didn't count. I'm like, yes, it did. But it's really fun being able to have a goal now and just keep working towards that. So it's really fun.
That's awesome. And I love it. I love your energy. And now you're able to share this with other tired moms and
right.
Be able to really just share with them your story. So thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it. Know you need to get back to your kiddos, so go for it.
Okay.
I'm super excited to introduce our next mom, Natalia. And you guys, she is a fitness instructor. And you guys, I was watching her Instagram. If you're not following her on Instagram, you have to. I was watching her stories, and she is like doing burpees, like super pregnant. She's doing all these crazy workouts while she's like crazy pregnant, like 40 weeks. And I was just really inspired. I'm like, girl, you need to kick my butt. You need to kick my butt. But being really inspired by her. So she just had her first baby. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear her story and really how this nutrition blessed her life. So Natalia, are you there?
I am here, guys. Hello. I am totally playing with fire right now because I have the baby like in my arms and I'm just praying that he does not cry. So just bear with me. He's about to go to sleep. So I'm going to share my story. This nutrition program has not only blessed my body and my pregnancy and my health, but it's also blessed me financially to be able to stay home with my baby. And I get a little emotional about this, so don't mind me if I start crying because it's been really life-changing for me. But as far as my story goes, I used to work full-time at Lululemon. I used to be one of the managers there. I'm already crying. But I was approached by 2 strangers, a couple who are now my best friends and business partners. And they were literally coming in. Literally, I'm probably like 3 times a week, like buying clothes, just coming in on off hours. And I really just was kind of like, do they work? Like, where are they getting this money from? And like, what are they drinking? They'd always come with shaker bottles in their hands. And me being nosy and super outgoing, I, of course, like finally asked them after like the second or third week they've come in. And I was really tired at the time. I was working 40 hours a week, and I was also teaching 12 group fitness classes on top of that. So I was doing like 52 hours. I was exhausted. I mean, I ate really healthy, but I just did not have energy. My body was decent, but just not where I wanted it to be at all. I mean, I played lacrosse in college. I was a D1 athlete, and I played at Penn State. So I knew all about nutrition and fitness, and I was eating the right stuff. At least I thought I was. And when my friends Meg and Wally approached me, they got me started on this program. I really just wanted to get healthier. I wanted to feel better, and I know I needed to get good nutrition in my body to like fuel me through these like 52-hour weeks. So I ordered the program. I started it, and honestly, like after day 5, like I sent Meg and Wally like a picture of my stomach because I just could not believe the abs like coming through my body. It was incredible. So after that, I was super excited. I was sharing with my friends, telling everyone about it, just like you would if you were, you know, you found a really good nail place, or you have a good girl that does the eyelashes. Like you just share that with people. Like that's just kind of girl code, you know? So for me, I went and told all my friends about it, not knowing about the opportunity I had to be able to make an income. And before I know it, Meg had texted me and she was like, girl, you just made $500. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how is that even possible? I was really just sharing it genuinely with my friends because I wanted them to feel the way I was feeling. And I thought that if I didn't share this program, I was like being really selfish, because I knew a lot of people who are trying a program or on a diet, trying to figure out what nutrition is going to get them to where they want to be. And I know I was in that boat myself. You know, I did every product, every program under the sun, and it just didn't work. I wasn't able to sustain it. So once I found this, I was like, I wanted to shout it from the rooftops, and that's kind of what I did. So as far as that goes, I ended up leaving my job at Lululemon to teach just group fitness classes and really just take on this, nutrition program as a side income for me. And I've been able to really do my passion and teach and make money to stay home with the baby. It ended up being about a month or 2 later after I got pregnant, and this nutrition fueled me through my pregnancy. I know Meredith talked about me like going crazy and teaching classes and stuff, but guys, honestly, like if I did not have these shakes in my body, this program in my body, I know that I probably wouldn't have been able to do the stuff I was able to do. When I got pregnant, a lot of people told me that you're going to be so tired, you're going to be exhausted, like just get used to it. And honestly, I can't say that I was feeling that way at all. And I think we live in this world like that tired is normal, and it's really, really not at all. It doesn't have to be. And I mean, I feel great. Like I have a 3-month-old. Like I don't really sleep at night, but my nutrition fuels me throughout the day, and I feel absolutely fabulous to be able to work out, to take care of him, and do things for myself as well. But yeah, that's kind of my story. This program has not only helped me with weight loss, it's helped me with energy. It's helped me build back my lean muscle in less than 3 weeks of, after the baby. I could not believe my core was coming back so quickly. I've been breastfeeding since I had the baby, and it has not affected me in any way. If at all, it actually increased milk supply, like a lot. So that has been changing, like life changing for me as well, being able to like fuel my baby through my nutrition. But taking this program has taken me pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and post-pregnancy, and like it's just been absolutely amazing. And the fact that I'm able to stay home and make an income, like a substantial income for my family with a baby on my lap, literally like sleeping, like this has been so amazing. So yeah, that's kind of my story. I kind of jumble and go all around, but I want to tell everyone as much as I can about the program and how it's changed my life. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's awesome. Natalia, thank you so much. And I love that because you are just at home with your baby, building an income just by sharing your story. It is that simple. And a lot of us, that's all we're doing. And it's awesome. And I honestly am a little jealous, to be honest. And I know there's a lot of us who are no longer having babies and have never had a baby on this superfood. And it makes me so jealous because just thinking about what my pregnancies were like and what they could have been like, a little jealous. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'm okay with it. And I just bless other people who are going to have babies. But that's like a common theme though that I hear is that milk supply is like, whoa, just because of this dense superfood nutrition. So you're blessed and look amazing and are helping people every single day, whether they're athletes, whether they're, moms, whether they're men wanting to put on lean muscle. It's really fun. So thank you for sharing. And I'm so glad that your baby was sleeping and it's just an easy day. So next we have our next guest, you guys, is Ashley. And I know Ashley actually from high school. And she and I remember borrowing your dress for one of the dances, which is funny because you're like half my size in like height. But I'm like all legs. But anyway, so Ashley is a good friend of mine, and she has a daughter, and then she had a set of twins. And so Ashley, I'd love to hear just how this superfood nutrition has changed your life and really when you started and your whole story. So please share with us.
Thanks, Meredith. Yes, I'm Ashley, and as you can see from those pictures, I was very giant, pregnant with twins, and I started looking into the nutrition when I was pregnant. I had a really tough pregnancy. We almost lost the babies a couple times, and I was on bed rest for like 2.5 months. So I had a lot of time to research. And so I spent a lot of time looking into it. And after having the twins, I knew Baby Factory was closed. So I really wanted to do something good for myself because I just felt like my body was a mess and I was very stressed out bringing these tiny preemie babies into the world. And besides that, my family and I were relocating from Northern California to Southern California. So I was with newborn preemie twins moving to a new area where I didn't know anyone by myself. So it was a little stressful. And I just needed something that would fuel me, something that would make me feel good, and something that I knew would take care of us. And, to be honest, I feel like I've always done a good job eating healthy. I've always liked really healthy foods, so it wasn't like I was changing my life from like only eating chips and soda and french fries or something like that. But the difference was, after having the twins, I would go like all day. It would be like 2 in the afternoon and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've fed the babies like 8 times and I haven't eaten anything. And you can't do that. I mean, you can't breastfeed babies, let alone twins, when you aren't eating. So I needed something that was just easy, and I didn't have the time to think about meal prep or planning or grocery shopping or anything like that. And so I started using the nutrition 2 weeks after the twins were born. And the first few weeks they were still in the NICU, so that helped even more because I could make a shake, I could drink my greens, I could be hydrated to help with breastfeeding, and I could just be on the go because I was constantly in and out between the hospital and the house, picking up our older daughter, all of that. So it basically saved me in the beginning. Or else I would have been living on fast food because I didn't have time to even think about grocery shopping. And honestly, the difference was, A, I loved the way it tasted, and B, I started dropping weight instantly. And I wasn't really trying to like lose weight super quickly because like Julie said, I was breastfeeding, so I wasn't like trying to get skinny instantly. But for example, with my first daughter, who's now 4.5, she was 3.5 when the twins were born. It took me almost 3 years to lose all my baby weight. And that was with eating healthy and moderate exercise. I'm not like a huge workout person, even though I do it because it's so good for you and I like the results, but I wish I loved it. But it took me almost 3 full years. So almost the time, like basically I was in shape the way I was pre all babies, right when I got pregnant with the twins again. It took me that long. And with the twins, all I was doing was drinking the shakes, drinking the greens, eating the bars, that kind of stuff. And I wasn't working out even yet because I didn't have time. And my body was just like a mess from the pregnancy. But within 2 weeks of starting the shakes, I was already in my jeans again. And within 5 months, I was down to my pre-pregnancy weight. And that was like, my exercise was like going on a walk. I wasn't even like killing it in the gym or anything. And I was amazed by this. I mean, it was incredible because I felt like I had to work my butt off and like think about constantly like, okay, I need to have salad now, and then maybe I could have a sandwich or like some toast or something, and like thinking constantly about how to manage what I was eating and being healthy. And if I exercise, then maybe I could have a treat or a glass of wine or something like that. But this system and this nutrition has not only given me my energy and my body back and the nutrition that I need to be a good mom and good wife to my kids, but it also has given me so much balance. Like I can have my shakes, I can do the cleansing or intermittent fasting, and then I still eat. I still eat whatever I want. You know, like I said, I've always liked healthier foods, and this has kind of reinforced that because now I want even more healthy foods and less of the junky foods, even though the treat every once in a while tastes good, but I don't have the desire to have a lot of that. And that has been so good. And it just is kind of like woven into my life very naturally. And, you know, on top of that, it has become kind of a new passion for me to share this with other moms and other people. And, you know, being a mom is the hardest job in the entire world, and you don't get paid to do it. You are required to give and give and give, and every mom just deserves to feel good. You deserve to feel like yourself, and you deserve to treat yourself to something. And if this amazing nutrition is considered a treat and it's fueling you and it's making you a better mom to those kiddos, it's so, so, so worth it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Ashley, I love what you just said there, because so many times we're like, well, I can't do this, I can't do that because of the cost or whatever. You need this. This is going to fuel you and your family. And my first child was in the NICU, and I mean, I had hospital life a year ago, and this stuff is amazing for hospital life because it's disgusting food. And yeah, so I mean, that really rang true to me when you were saying that. I hope a lot of other moms can relate. You guys, if you are loving this, if you have any questions specifically for specific moms, please ask in the chat and give them some love, because this is, you know, not always easy to go live. So definitely give them some love. But Ashley, I love that. And I love that it curbed cravings. And a lot of people ask, well, do you eat real food? Like, people are so confused by me. And I'm like, yes, I eat real food all the time. This allows me to feel like, okay, I can have that because I've been eating healthy all day or all week. I can have this little splurge, but I'm craving the veggies. I'm craving that clean chicken. It just is what happens. It's like your other cravings leave. So I never feel deprived. And I just love that. So thank you for sharing. Your babies are beautiful, and they are no longer preemies at all.
Not at all. Very
healthy. They're very healthy. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Now we're going to move on to our my girlfriend Sloan, I almost said favorite. Oh, gotta watch out here. I'm moving on to my girlfriend Sloan, and I have known her for, I think it's been 4 years now. And right after you had your Sergo twins. So I just think this is amazing, you guys. I'm always like bragging about Sloan because surrogate moms are just like, they blow me away. They are literally giving gifts. So it's just incredible. So I would love for you guys to hear her story. And she's since had another Sergo baby. I don't know if that's Suro baby. So Sloan, why don't you share your story with us? And really, honestly, Sloan was my favorite because she was so skeptical. So that's my favorite part of your story. Go ahead and share with us all your things.
Okay, so yeah, so I am a mommy of 2 little boys of my own. I have a 6-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. And like Meredith said, I was a surrogate to 3 other little boys who are almost 5. 2 are almost 5. They were twins. And then the third I actually just had 4 months ago. So this nutrition came into my life just about 6 months after I'd had the twins. My son, Carter, my oldest, like I said, he's 6. I had a horrible pregnancy. I was extremely sick through the whole thing. I was on bed rest the majority of my pregnancy, and the twins followed suit. I was really, really sick through my whole pregnancy. I was on bed rest from about, I would say, 12 weeks, and I stayed on it all the way until I delivered the twins. And they were all 3 of them, my son and the 2 little boys. I carried them to term. They were extremely healthy, but I was really, really struggling with both of those pregnancies. My body was just like, they were like literally sucking me dry of everything I had in me. So 6 months after I delivered the twins, my body was still so depleted, and I was craving all kinds of junk food, and I was just exhausted. I was so tired. I couldn't, no matter what I did, I could not get the energy that I knew I could have, but I just couldn't find it. I was so tired. And my hormones were all crazy. And with a surrogate pregnancy, that can happen sometimes. You have to, understand that they're not your babies. So totally different genetics. It's a totally different thing. So your hormones, it's not uncommon for them to be really, really crazy and erratic after pregnancies. So I was kind of in the throes of that. I was just really, really tired and just felt like junk. So a girlfriend of mine reached out to me about this nutrition, and I shot her down 4 times. I wanted nothing I just was like, no. It was a hard no. I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't want to even listen to her spiel. I didn't want to no. And I ended up actually, I say like tricked, but I didn't know I was actually going to a meeting about this nutrition. I would have never gone in a million, like she couldn't have paid me to go. And I ended up going to this meeting. It was all about information just on this superfood nutrition. And the second I got there, I was like furious because I didn't want to be there. And then I was like, okay, I'm not listening to anything that these people have to say. Like, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, whatever they tried to feed me, I'm not doing it. Like, I was not into it. And Meredith was actually one of the speakers at this event. I left early. I was not into it. Came home. My husband has a degree in nutrition and kinesiology, and he really is into fitness and training and a lot of that stuff. And he loves to read. He's the guy that's at the store, like reading every single nutritional label in the grocery store. It takes us like an hour to get through one aisle. It's insane. So I took the information about this nutrition to him, and he looked it over. And the next day he was like, you're doing this. You're doing this. Like, I was shocked because I wanted nothing to do with it, but he was so adamant that I needed to try this because he knew how badly I was struggling. He knew I really felt like I was at my lowest point I'd ever been emotionally, physically, mentally. Like, I was just really, really struggling. And he knew that because he's my spouse, and he was always there to kind of see the things that I wasn't really letting other people see. So he was adamant that I was going to try it. I jumped in with 2 feet, and I was very, very skeptical. I honestly thought I was going to be using my 30-day money-back guarantee. I was like, I'm going to use this. I'm going to send it right back. Like, I'll just humor this girl. And And I loved it, you guys. 5 days in, I literally woke up at like 4 a.m. bouncing off the walls. Like I had not felt energy like that in my life. And in a very short period of time, I was able to shed 25 pounds, and I just felt like a light bulb, like I just woke up one day and I just felt amazing. And so like Natalia had said, I just couldn't stop talking about it. I told every single person that I knew about this. I told all of my friends that were moms. I was like, you have to buy this stuff. It's amazing. You have to have it. I was giving it to my 2-year-old at the time. And he was having a lot of issues. We later found out that he actually is on the autism spectrum. So at the time when I had started, it was really getting difficult to find foods that he would eat or foods that he, wouldn't have any issues with. And so his diet was very poor. I'm just going to be honest, his diet was extremely poor. And I honestly I didn't know what to do to feed him or what to give him to really give his little body the proper nutrition that it needed. And so I felt amazing, and I was giving it to him, and he loved it. And it was like, we would go days without him eating, and he would want to just like suck up shakes like crazy and just like eat bars like crazy. So that was really what fueled me in wanting to tell so many other moms about it, not just for them, but for their kids. Because I mean, what kid likes to like sit down and eat a bowl of spinach? Like none, right? So my son was not, he was not going to do that. So, but eating a bar, he was like all about it. And so I just could not stop sharing. And very shortly, I was able to replace my full-time income and stay home. Well, at that time, I got pregnant and ended up having my own son. I was on this nutrition through my pregnancy. You guys, night and day difference from my pregnancies before to this one. I was on bed rest, sick. Oh my gosh. Like you don't want to even know the details because they're just horrible. But versus my pregnancy with my son, I was like bouncing off the walls. I was running. I was working out. I went on a vacation to Mexico with being pregnant. Like felt amazing. And then I breastfed and I had great milk supply. I had no issues. I obviously did not do the fasting days. I just used the shakes every day. I fueled my body properly. I obviously took everything to my doctor to make sure that it was totally fine. It was cleared. And he was like all for it. So I got the green light and I just used it throughout the whole, all of my breastfeeding. I started giving it to my son as an infant when he was a baby because it's like delicious. And he would see me drinking them. As he got a little bit older, he would want to like try and take a sip. So I would give him little bits of it. And my son, I don't even know if you follow me on Facebook, you see how like enormous my 2-year-old is. So it obviously works good for him. And then I ended up carrying, I decided later on after my son was about a year old that I wanted to give another baby to a new family and be a surrogate again. So I knew my body obviously needed to be prepared for IVF and needed to be prepared for that process. So what would I do obviously is like fuel my body with the best nutrition, do the intermittent fasting, get all the junk out of my body and get it in the best shape possible so that I could have a very, very successful pregnancy and be able to carry the baby to term and actually have it take. Because that's a really big thing with IVF. If any of you guys know, it's very hard to get pregnant. That's kind of the biggest part is the getting pregnant and then continuing the pregnancy. So I did that. I had my transfer. Everything went perfect. I carried the baby to term. I used it throughout my pregnancy. I used the shakes constantly. And this pregnancy, the same thing. Totally different than my first two. I had so much energy. I felt amazing. I actually felt better with this last my fourth pregnancy than I did with even my son, which is weird to me. And I was in better shape with my fourth pregnancy than I was with even my first, my second, or my third. And I think that has a lot to do with the way that I fueled my body in preparation for that pregnancy and for the delivery and for breastfeeding. I really was very mindful leading up to that pregnancy, what I was fueling my body with and what I was putting into my body and how I was treating it too. So I am 4 months postpartum. I did breastfeed. I did pump. I obviously did not breastfeed. I pumped for this baby for about a month and a half after I delivered. So I've been 2 months of not breastfeeding. And I have been intermittent fasting, and I love it. You guys, it's funny. I didn't do fasting, obviously, through my pregnancy because you can't do that. But did my first intermittent fast, my first 48-hour fast after I delivered this last baby. And I was like a chatterbox. I couldn't stop talking. My husband was like, did you cleanse today? Like, he knew because I wouldn't stop talking. He's like, yeah, you're really chatty today. I know that you're talking a lot. Like, you must have cleansed. So it literally just lights you up, and it just makes you feel so good. And like I said, I have 2 little boys. I was a surrogate twice, and I'm always on the go. My husband works out of town. He works 3.5 hours away, so he's only home with me 2 days out of the week. And so I'm basically a solo mama like 90% of the time. And you guys, I honestly don't even think I would I don't think I could like live if I did not have the shakes and if I did not have this nutrition to take with me on the go, because I'm so busy. Because I do this full time. And I do have 2 little boys. And like I said, one is on the spectrum and does require a lot of my attention. So I've been able to take these with me when I'm running out the door. I can take these with me to play groups too. I pack these in my son's backpack because, like I said, he doesn't eat a lot of different things. So he takes a shake or a bar every single day, no matter what. And it's helped our family so much. My husband, he's always on his feet. He's always on the go. He has shakes every single day. We will never not have this in our bodies. And I'm just so grateful. And I haven't really announced very much yet, but I might be doing another surrogacy. So I'm pretty excited about getting it into my 3rd one and really getting my body fueled again. And it's funny, after this last pregnancy, I bounced back I feel like instantly. Like, I didn't feel like I ever had to really get rid of the weight. And it's every pregnancy I'm getting back to my normal body weight and my everything faster. And again, I really think that has a lot to do with this nutrition and what I'm putting into my body and how I'm treating my body. So that's really all I have. I don't know if you have anything else you want me to say, but I just love it, guys.
It's so awesome. You are such a gift. You're giving gifts to people. And I think it was, I don't know, the formulator of our Superfoods daughter said, what do you do when you're going to get pregnant? It's like you've got to clean the house. Like when house guests come, you need to clean the house, you need to purge, you need to get it all ready and nice to house a guest. Same with pregnancy. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that you've got junk in your body because your largest organ is your skin. So whatever you're putting on your skin is going into your body. We've got toxins that we breathe. Athletes are super toxic. And just from growing up and now our food and how depleted it is so critical that we do rid the toxins out of our body. And especially, and I wish I could have done it with my babies, but like, especially before you get pregnant, like and even your spouse. So she was saying to have your spouse do like 3 months of, the superfood nutrition and the intermittent fasting to just prepare their body and have clean, nice cells. And I think that is critical. So Sloan, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so glad that your son, you found food that worked for him, because I know so many moms have picky eaters. So those of you moms with picky eaters, like, we've helped so many of you because the kids love this. And I even have a friend whose daughter just makes herself a shake. It's gluten-free, soy-free, even dairy-free. And it just has tons of minerals. So the minerals that are no longer in our soil. So really, really important to get that to our babies and ourselves. So thank you, Sloan. Next, and absolutely not least, is my girlfriend, Natalie. She's my Australian friend whom I adore. We are permanently roommates every trip we go on. She is amazing. And you guys, so just soak up her accent. Natalie, use your really thick accent. She's a mom of 2. And I think your son's like 10 months, 11 months old. You can tell us, but she's amazing. And she is from Australia, then Utah, and now lives in Maui. You guys can hear her story. So Natalie, why don't you share with us just how this has been a blessing in your life?
Oh my goodness. I thank you for that introduction, by the way, but I feel so blessed to be on this panel with all of these amazing stories, just listening. I'm just soaking up all of these stories. And when I was thinking about what am I going to say, every time I think about my story today, it's got me really emotional, because when I think back, I just want to take everyone back, if I might, to what my life looked like before all of this, before any of this came into my life. Like Meredith said, I grew up in Australia. I wasn't always healthy, but I looked it. I used to be a dancer, and so I did anything to maintain a dancer's physique, which wasn't always healthy. I've done diet pill after diet pill. I won't name brands, but I've definitely abused my body in the past with some really scary stuff, just under the pressure of maintaining that dancer's physique. I went on to become a high school teacher, and I loved that. Moved to the States, you know, and all of this stuff's going on. When I moved to America, I found that there was such a difference in culture between the foods and the standards and the FDA and all of this stuff. And that was really hard for me living in Utah to try and source more fresh produce and healthy foods. And so obviously, like, you're only as strong as your environment. And so over time, I really started adopting some really unhealthy food habits, and found myself working retail, which I loved. And, you know, I could relate so much to what Natalia was saying, just working long hours, but really enjoying the atmosphere. However, working 50 to 60 hours a week takes a toll on your body. My feet were aching, my knees were aching. I was exhausted all the time. I was putting my health last. I would eat on the go. I wasn't really thinking about it. I would eat at the mall for lunch, and drive through on the way home for dinner, Starbucks for breakfast, you know, all these things just of a chaotic life. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but really not intentionally eating, you know, really just on the fly. So fast forward, I got pregnant, as you can see in that first photo on the left. And you know, my first pregnancy was really rough. I couldn't relate so much, Sloan, to your story with your early pregnancies. I was sick the entire time, so much so that I had to quit my job. I was so sick. I was throwing up all the time. I gained 100 pounds just from how sick I was. I had preeclampsia. I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes at the tail end of my pregnancy, and I just felt like I could not believe that I felt this way, and that this was my body, and here I was about to give birth. So a lot of complications. I won't go into the birth story, but that in and of itself was a really, really hard, terrible thing. I nearly died. My son was born not so healthy, and there were a lot of stress. A lot of stress came with that. And then, ta-da, you're a new mom. So here I am, a new mom, recovering from the worst birth. You know, I have this 10-pound 6 child, and still up a lot of weight, and nursing, and all of this stuff. So, you know, over time, I just found that I was really struggling as a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but I just found like I completely lost myself. I was, you know, really depriving myself of anything, any good food, any fun, any, you know, I was really being a martyr in that role, and that does not serve anyone. And so I found, you know, when my first son was probably close to a year old, I was like, you know what? I know what I need to do. I need to go back to work. That's what I need to do. So in that time, he was actually 18 months. In that time, I'd lost 50 pounds on my own, but I was still 50 pounds overweight. So here I was back at work. I was managing a Victoria's Secret retail store, and I was wearing the big loose dresses. And if you're familiar with the marketing, you know, you're looking at these gorgeous women, and I was trying to all day make other moms and other women feel so good about themselves, and, you know, helping them in that way. But here I was, just the same, you know, more lunch, drive through dinner, and just feeling like I could never catch a break. Life was just going like this. I don't know if any of you can relate. It's just like spinning out of control, and you're just trying to get by in the moment, day by day. And it wasn't until one of my old friends came in, and she'd had a baby, but she looked better after. And I remember I was just standing there in my big dress, still 50 pounds overweight, watching her around the store. She's like, whites of her eyes were popping, hair was all shiny and thick, and she was smaller than before she'd had her son. And I was like, I asked her, what are you doing? And she told me it was this program. And I was all in. I was like, okay, get it to me. So It was about 2 weeks, and I did do some research. I was familiar with nutrition, it was something that I was really passionate about, but the one thing that I couldn't find in these shakes was any ephedrine or anything that was going to, what I thought, promote weight loss. So I was really skeptical because it didn't have any of the things that all the diet pills had that I had previously taken. But I'd seen all, like, result after result after result. And so I thought, you know what, I literally have nothing to lose. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to give it my all. I'm at breaking point. If I don't do this, I'm basically just giving into mum life. Like, this is going to be my life now. I'm just going to be a fat, unhealthy, sad mum. And that was not how I didn't want to be that way. And so I thought, I'm just going to try it. I didn't tell my husband, which I don't recommend, but I bought my box and I bought the system, and it was 11 days later, and he wasn't very supportive in the beginning. I'll be totally honest. He was very like, it's just a scam. It's not going to work. You're not going to lose weight, or, you're going to gain it back. You guys, I tried everything. He'd seen me yo-go over the years, and I was like, you know what, I have nothing to lose though. So I did start, and within 11 days, he came to me. I remember this day. He met me for lunch and at work, and he said, whatever you're doing, you are never coming off this. Because here I was, just the way that I like to tell other mums is, do you remember how life was before you had kids? And what I mean by that is, like, you have everything together. You're sleeping, you have energy, you're able to focus a little more, you have more time for yourself. That is exactly what happened to me in 11 days. I thought I was going to have to endure this 30-day diet, and I was thriving. 11 days in, my pants were loose. All the girls at work were begging to know, what are you doing? What are these shakes you're blending in the back office? What is this intermittent fasting? This is 4 years ago when it wasn't so much of a buzzword, but this company has promoted this since 2002. And it's all science-backed, which was really exciting. So, of course, all my girlfriends started, and their friends and family started, and it just started this ripple effect, and we were all feeling incredible. Flash forward 6 weeks, I was down 36 pounds, and I remember stepping on the scales that day 3 times, and I was bawling. I could not believe how simple it was to have lost that weight. And I just, when I reflect back and think, what if, like, really, if I had not ordered, I cannot imagine how our life as a family would look so differently, and at that point, I really, the company had paid me, so generously, when I honestly had no idea that I was getting paid to just share with my friends, because, like Natalia said, you just want everyone to feel how your body is designed to feel. And that's what I believe these products had done for me. And so I couldn't shut up about it. My friends were feeling incredible. And, within, I think it was 3 months, the company had paid me a referral bonus of close to $3,000. And that's huge. I could not believe that was just in the spare time in the pockets of my life. And so, we had a lot of stress on our marriage. My working retail, if anyone can relate, or hospitality, you're never home, and especially on the peak social time. So I was never there, and my husband didn't love that. It was a lot of pressure. And when I was home, I was on the phone with work, and we would fight about it all the time. And he wanted me to be a stay-at-home. He wanted me to stay at home, but our lifestyle couldn't afford that. And this, I realized a couple months in, was providing an opportunity for us to really think differently. And what if, So, from that point forward, I replaced my income in 4 months, and now we live in Maui. And I was asked when I first started this, what would you do with an extra $1,500? And I said, I'd take my family to Hawaii for a vacation. I'd never been. And here we are living our dream because of this incredible opportunity. And I just feel so blessed. My second pregnancy was a world away from my first. Like Sloan said, just the energy, the mobility I had. I am now 13 months postpartum. I've lost over 65 pounds, and I just feel incredible. And I think every mum needs this, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, just to have that proper nutrition. These products are designed to support the groceries that you eat, to support the food that you eat. It just gives you that added boost. You know, and I met with my doctor yesterday who's holistically minded. He's incredible. And, you know, he was just talking so much about how the American diet is so deficient in so much. And so I just felt so empowered and so grateful and so just motivated to continue to share this, because you don't know what you don't know. And I just think, like, what if you could feel better? What if you had energy? What if, you know, this did something for you and your family that you don't know it could? And so that's kind of my story. I don't know if I've left anything out, Meredith.
Oh my gosh, Natalie, I love it. And everything that you said, even just like that, this is the delivery system of your groceries. It's delivering it to your cells. That's why we've got the mental clarity. It's removing those toxins and just flooding your body and helping your groceries out, right? I love that you said that. And yeah, I kind of think that a lot of us looking back, like, where the heck would we be if we would have said no to this just because we didn't know, right? I'm so thankful. Oh my goodness. And I want you guys to ask yourself right now, you know, okay, the way that you're going, I think the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And really, honestly, I was doing that. I was eating bagels and like the scraps from my kiddos and expecting to feel amazing or whatever. And of course, no, that's not going to work. You have to change something. And like you guys saw with these 5 stories, they changed this one thing, and it helped a lot of different areas in their life. So we just want to give you this opportunity. Really, the person who tagged you in this video, the person who sent you this video, honestly, genuinely cares so much about you. They just want you to feel amazing. And so just humor them like Sloan. Okay, I'm going to humor you and I'm going to go along to this stupid thing, whatever. But really, honestly, it's going to be the thing that changes your life. So be an advocate for yourself. You really need to be, and put yourself first so that you can actually then pour out into others. And I think that's really critical. So you guys, this week, so this is today is February 21st, to the end of this week, there is free wholesale membership to have an account for a year, to shop at this grocery store, this online grocery store for a year. You get the wholesale account for free. So make sure that you get back to the person who added you, or maybe you're watching this and so totally confused, please reach out to us. We would love to help you and assist you. And maybe you're that person who was like Natalie, crying on her closet floor, like in this dress that she's like, what the heck? You know, maybe you're like Ashley and just trying to get by because your life is so busy and fast. And, you know, if you could relate to any of these stories, you guys reach out, because this is our beacon of hope. Like, literally, it's been this beacon, because I started also when I was nursing. I didn't share my story, but started when I was nursing my second child. And oh my gosh, I just posted a photo on my Instagram of what I used to look like, and I'll post it later. It's shocking of just how it's like almost the lights are turned off, and like it's like this glaze over your eyes. It's really weird, and I can actually see those people out and about. So if that is you, if we're speaking to you, someone who's just taking multiple naps a day, going to bed as early as they can, praying for bath time and then bedtime, you don't have to live that way. And we really did believe and listen to that lie that that's just motherhood. And wait till your kids are out of the house, you'll have a life. No, that's not motherhood. And you can feel amazing, and your kids can feel amazing, and you don't have to have that guilt. So you guys reach out to us. Thank you so much for joining us. And please leave comments and share this video. We're so thankful that you were here to watch, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining and sharing. You guys are a gift and a blessing. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody. I'm going to try to end this. We'll see how that works. Let's see.